Powell here with the Carolina Weather Group. Welcome to some severe weather coverage. We have a tornado warning that's just been issued for portions of the upstate of South Carolina. So just now getting the radar products to populate here. So if you don't mind, just giving us just a second here to allow the radar to pop up, and we will be able to hop on and kind of talk about what's going on there. So if you'll just give me 1 second here to get this radar up and going. Not sure why we're having some issues here. All right. So, anyways, we do have this tornado warning that has just been issued. It's just taking a few seconds for the data to populate here. As let me go ahead and get the screen share going here. If you'll give me just a moment. Hopefully we can get this going. There we go. All right. So we should have the screen share up. We are watching this area near Seneca for a tornado warning right now. Some rotation being detected. This is a front that's moving through the area. And we're watching this cell right here, just outside of Central, just north of Clemson, here on Highway 76. This is the location where there is a possible tornado that is there. There's at least some rotation being detected here on the radar. So let me go into the storm relative velocity. And you see this is the couplet that we're watching. This is going to be moving just north of Clemson. So if you know anyone that lives in Clemson, or maybe even have a student that goes to school at Clemson, I'm sure the warnings are going off right now, but it is best right now for everyone to be seeking shelter in the lowest spot possible. Trying to get logged into the NWS chat here so I can get some information. So bear with me. Was not expecting a tornado warning. We saw this line moving through the area, but was not expecting to see some tornado warnings from this. So, all right. So I've got into NWS chat there. So I'm going to be monitoring that here on the phone right now. This is for Oconee and Pickens County until 6:45. So pretty short-lived tornado warning. Let's go into the reflectivity. Let's go in the panels here. We'll go into 2. That way we can show you relative velocity and our radar product here. So this is the area we're watching. This is going to be just north of Clemson, moving into the Clemson area. And this is a quick moving system, as you can see. It's just got a little bit of an appendage here. That's when the warning was issued. But it's associated with the line of storms. It's moving through the upstate of South Carolina into western North Carolina. It has some severe thunderstorm warnings in the North Carolina-Tennessee border communities. But right now, we are watching this one storm that is in the upstate, moving just north of Clemson, moving out of Seneca, moving just north of Clemson. This is going to pass just south of 6 Mile and also to the north of Clemson. Easily, you need to be, you're in the polygon, so you need to be monitoring this storm in your storm's shelter, Piedmont as well. But right now, Clemson, you are under the gun here. This is where we are seeing the tightest rotation here on radar. And if I'll put up our rotation product here, give me just 1 second here. You can kind of see this is where we're seeing some of the rotation. Nothing extreme wise, but there is enough rotation there. Moving just to the north of Clemson there along Highway 76, that you definitely need to be in that safe place, that storm shelter, as this storm system storm cell continues to move off to the north. And again, this is going to be just north of Clemson. Let me get the warning end time. This goes until 6:45. Just this one lone cell over Oconee County. It tightened up really quickly and is since starting to weaken a little bit. So it's not a terribly strong rotation. Actually, looking at some of the information here from the Weather Service, they're talking about it's weakening and might have quickly cycled, and hopefully that's as it exits the more stable as it is more into a more stable environment. So basically, this was a quick spin up that could have happened. And you can see right north of Seneca, you really see that cell. There was enough rotation there to potentially spawn up a quick spin up right here just north of Seneca, right in this vicinity, just north of Highway 76. But since starting to weaken, as you can see now, that appendage is not as strong as it was. So that is some good information with this system here, where again we had a little bit of rotation. Yeah, and the next radar frame here, that's definitely weakened now. So I would imagine this warning will be expired pretty quickly. But if we go back a few frames, you can really see this little appendage area just north of Seneca, where we could have seen a quick spin up, just enough shear in the environment to potentially get a quick spin up. Let's go through the radar frames here as this line moves in. You can see right here it really tightens up. As soon as it tightens up, 3 or 4 frames later, you can see it is already starting to weaken. So now this is just basically a generic shower. So I would imagine that this tornado warning will be allowed to expire pretty quickly as this storm continues to move through the upstate of South Carolina. Let's see, just trying to look here at some of the information flowing here in the Weather Service chat. No confirmation of any damage or anything like that. Like I said, this was one of those relatively quick spin-ups. Looks like it cycled pretty quickly, and now it's on the downhill slide. And, looking at that right there, I don't see a lot of rotation, just a little bit getting ready to move between Central and Norris. If you kind of look in this area right here, let's get to our base velocity. Yeah, you can see right in this area, still just a little bit of rotation, but nothing like we saw earlier when that tornado warning was issued. So again, this will be moving into Greenville, but I don't really foresee this warning continuing, as the situation definitely looks to be weakening on the downhill slide. But again, a quick tornado warning was issued there just for the past few minutes for Oconee County as well as Pickens County, as this system, the storm, was showing some rotation just north of Seneca, and then quickly moving just north of Clemson, now into Central, as well as 6 Mile and Norris. Liberty, you're also going to see some rain, at least from this system. Easily as well, some rain, but right now I don't see any real rotation with this. They're going to continue the tornado warning, at least for the next few minutes, as this storm continues to move through the area. But again, whatever rotation's left is right here, getting ready to move through Central and North. So if you are in that area, I would be in my safe place just in case. Read in here. Oconee County is in the clear. The Weather Service continuing to watch this cell closely over the next few minutes, but no sign of cycling up again yet. So that is some good news that we don't see this storm. And you can see the last frame there. Really just looks like some showers there. So again, this tornado warning for another 10 minutes or so. Oconee County, you've been released, I guess, that lost for words there for a second, released or allowed to expire the tornado warning for your county. Pickens County tornado warning continues until 6:45. But again, looking at radar, there's really no rotation there. That's really cycled down. So I'm not anticipating anything happening. The rotation that spawned this is moving through Central and Norris right now, but it's not real tight at all. Definitely some potential for some gusty winds for sure. Radar showing, we could see some 40, 50, 60 mile per hour wind gust with this shower moving through. And that's really going to be a story this evening for a lot of the Carolinas, is as this front moves through, we're going to see some strong gusty winds, even outside of any showers or thunderstorms. Some wind advisories have been issued for the mountains. And again, these are going to be some strong gusty winds outside of storms and even inside of storms. So just be mindful of that. If you do have any plans tonight, if you hear any shaking or rattling, maybe a trash can or some furniture, lawn furniture, something like that blowing in the wind. But as far as rotation right now, that rotation we were watching now just north of Central is all but is still weakening. It's still some gusty winds there, but the rotation just not there. So that is some good news there as this warning continues again for another 10 minutes. Sorry about that. Another 10 minutes or so for this warning. But again, right now, just looking at the radar, there is no urgent signs of seeing any tightening rotation that would be producing a tornado. And if we go back a few scans, you can really see this storm at its height just north of Seneca, where the rotation quickly spun up. And then as soon as it spun up, the Weather Service issued a warning. And then, 5-10 minutes later, it weakened and cycled down. So right now, I don't see any signs of any rotation with this storm. But we're again monitoring it for the next few minutes as the storm system continues to move into the area as this storm continues to move through the upstate of South Carolina. But again, no major rotation with this storm cell as it continues to move through Pickens County again until 6:45. That tornado warning is out. But again, not really seeing any signs of rotation as this storm moves through the area. Again, just some gusty winds and some heavy rain. But overall, no signs of really any rotation with this storm. So again, if you're in this area, it's best to be in your safe place. But again, I don't really see any indications right now of a tornado on the ground as this tornado warning continues for another couple of minutes. Let's see, looking at the Weather Service information right now, not seeing anything with it as seeing no updates here as this storm continues to move through. So we'll monitor this, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and log off. Just a couple more minutes left with this warning, but I'm not seeing any signs for rotation. So for everyone at the Carolina Weather Group, I'm meteorologist Scotty Powell. We'll see you soon back here for another